Show me the way to go home.
Today we are talking about Jaws, one of my favorite films of all time. 50 years old, released in 1975. It is now 50 years old, and for some ungodly reason, this is number 200 on IMDb's top 250. I don't understand how that's possible. It has a 97% tomato meter. It has a 90% popcorn meter on Rotten Tomatoes, and yet somehow it is number 200 on IMDb, top 225. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. This movie was the original summer blockbuster. This was the original summer blockbuster. 1975, it was the highest grossing film of all time. Now, of course, that record's been shattered and shattered and shattered over and over again. But in 1975, this was the highest grossing film of all time. The set had constant problems. You probably know of all of the stories of the shark not working. The set constantly had problems with shooting on Martha's Vineyard. They always would have a shot set up on the water, and a little boat would come in the background. And they had to do the math. How long would it take for that boat to get out of the shot so that it could feel like an open, empty nowhere in the middle of the ocean? And how long would it take them to lift everything up, turn a little bit, and then set it all back down? And if it was less time for the boat, they would just wait it out. Between that and bad weather, this film went from an original 65-day shoot to a whopping 157 days. The original budget for the movie was $4 million, and somehow it surpassed $9 million. However, I said it was the original blockbuster. Although it was $9 million to make the film, it grossed $470 million in the theater. $470 million. That is an incredible return on investment. That would be $2.2 billion in today's money. That's how much this film made. Now let's take a look at our top 5 interesting facts about the film Jaws. Fact number 5, originally based on a book by Peter Benchley, the book version actually doesn't have the ending as the movie. In the book version, they just stab the shark a whole bunch and he slowly dies from all of his wounds and sinks to the bottom of the ocean. Steven Spielberg rightfully wanted something a little bit bigger. And yeah, for a movie, I think he nailed it. Fact number 4, the USS Indianapolis story that Quint tells at the end of the movie is actually based on a true story. That really happened. As terrifying as that is, that really happened. It's not actually in the book. It was added to the movie to build suspense, and trust me, again, it worked. It was great. Fact number 3, John Williams won his second Oscar for Best Score for this movie. The da-da, 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 instantly recognizable by everyone in the world. As far as I know, it's still sung at public pools during the summer. I don't know, I haven't been in one in 30 years. I'm not a creep. But whenever I was a child, everyone would come up from behind you going, da-da, da-da, da-da. Despite being one of the most recognizable, internationally recognizable pieces of music, when John Williams first showed it to Steven Spielberg, he thought he was joking with him. He's like, that's all that you have? Da-da. That's all that you have? Are you kidding me? Little did Steven Spielberg know, now he claims a lot of the credit to the film's success to that score. Interesting fact number 2, the best shot in the film, the one where Brody is sitting on the beach and the camera zooms in real quick on him on a dolly cart pushed forward by the camera. That was originally stolen. Steven Spielberg did not invent that. I didn't know that. However, it was stolen from Alfred Hitchcock's 1958 Vertigo. I've always thought it was the Jaws shot, and apparently it is known as the Jaws shot in the movie community, but originally it was Alfred Hitchcock, which just proves you can't create anything original, just steal stuff and make it your own. Very interesting fact number 1. Steven Spielberg always wanted to direct a James Bond movie. And in Jaws, he pays a little bit of tribute. If you watch the scene where they cut open the wrong shark and pull out all of the stuff, one of the license plates that they pull out is a Louisiana license plate that is from 1972-1973, which is the time and setting for Live and Let Die. A little shout out to them. If that's not enough proof, the first 3 digits on the license plate, 007. Little shout out from Steven Spielberg. So, my retro recommendation, 10 out of 10. Absolutely. This is a must-watch movie. If you haven't seen this movie, it is incredible. It looks great on Blu-ray. I have the 100th Anniversary Collector's Series edition here. It's got Blu-ray and DVD, and it's got a digibook I will put at the end of the video if you want to stick around. There are several special features. I can't wait to get this on 4K, but this looked incredible. Incredible on Blu-ray. Steven Spielberg actually made sure that the whole set design didn't have a lot of red. He only wanted the red to be used for the blood, and it worked. This movie is great. My own personal favorite story about this film, it was back in the winter of 2010-2011. I don't remember, December or February, somewhere in there. And my buddy and I left Kansas City. We went out to Long Beach, California to visit his sister. And as we're walking down the beach, they're setting up this giant projection screen. And I go over and ask, well, what's going on? And they said, oh, we're airing Jaws on the beach. I'm like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? That's the greatest thing I've ever heard. How much is it? It was like, it's free. Awesome. So this was, 15 years ago. But free movie on the beach in California. I'm literally 35 feet from the ocean. You can hear the water of the ocean coming in as we're watching the movie. There's probably 200 people on the beach. We went and packed up a cooler, sat down there, drinking a few Coronas, having a great time. 200 people, and when they start singing, show me the way to go home, everyone is singing along. I knew every word, so did everyone else there. It was a fantastic experience. Definitely a very unifying community experience. I not really normally a big fan of people, but man, that was awesome. It was so much fun, and it definitely has one of the reasons why I hold this movie so close to my heart. That's a great story. It was a great time. I loved the event. And at the end of it, I asked them, I was like, at the end of it, they made an announcement is what it was. And they said, join us tomorrow at Huntington Beach. So they just go up and down every night and show Jaws for free. I don't know if they're still doing it. This was 15 years ago. I had a great time. It's definitely one of the influences on why I love this movie. But yeah, this movie's awesome. Awesome movie. Imagine watching this movie on the beach, next to the ocean. It was so fucking cool. I absolutely love this movie. I think everyone probably will. I've showed this to a lot of people. I've probably watched this 15 times in my life. I've showed it to people who have never seen it, and they were like, yeah, that movie is awesome. You should absolutely watch it. I cannot believe that this is only 200. Number 200. It's behind Monsters, Inc. Good movie, but really? Is Monsters, Inc. better than Jaws? I don't think so. Let's upvote it. Get it up in IMDb's charts. That is crazy. Jaws is a fantastic film. This edition has a few special features. The special features, one, it has a 2-hour-long documentary, The Making of Jaws. It was kind of a boring documentary, I will admit. And I love special features. That's why I'm a physical media collector. I love special features. It was kind of a boring documentary. It was very much like just a conversation with someone's face. It wasn't a lot of actually cutting back and forth to stuff. Pretty boring, but it was made 30 years ago for the original Laserdisc of this movie. Remember, this is 50 years old now. It was made 30 years ago for that, so you gotta respect it. And it was made on the Laserdisc, I believe by Criterion Collection. I'm not positive about that. You might check it out. It was made to preserve all of the interviews with these people, so you gotta respect that. The other bonus feature only on the Blu-ray exclusive is The Shark is Still Working, which is a very in-depth look at the filming of Jaws. It could have been called The Making of Jaws. And it is broken up into little segments. It's an hour and 41 minutes long, but you can watch it in little 15, 20-minute segments, which is kind of cool, I guess, if you want. There's a few other little things on here. The Jaws restoration process was a really, really cool look at how they restore films for Blu-ray and the audio tracks and upgrade everything. It was really cool. I found that very interesting. The documentary that's in segments is called The Shark is Still Working, because it's mostly based on the fact that the whole time they're shooting the film, that you could hear PA announcers saying, "The shark isn't working, the shark isn't working." And the shark is still working because to this day, the film that still makes you afraid to go into the water. Absolutely accurate. To this day, I live on an island. I don't go in the damn water. But like they say in the film, it's only an island if you look at it from the ocean. As I go through the booklet with you here that comes in the Digibook edition, the 100th anniversary collector series from Universal, I do want to mention a couple things that were very disappointing about the special features. Now, as mentioned, I love special features because I like to immerse myself in the movie for a lot longer than just the 2-hour movie. That's, again, why I'm a physical media collector. But the making of Jaws, the original 2-hour documentary that was made for the Criterion Collection Laserdisc, it's none of the special features are in 1080p. None of them are upgraded to high def. And that one, the making of Jaws, is still in 4:3 format. The Shark is Still Working is also not upgraded into high def. It was a disappointing aspect of the special features, but even still, definitely worth a buy. Can't wait to get it on 4K.